Coronation Street is heading toward another dramatic chapter as Sarah Platt's future hangs in the balance after it was revealed that she was responsible for Theo Silverton's death. The shocking truth finally came to light for viewers during a tense dinner gathering hosted by Sarah and her boyfriend, DC Kit Green. Among the guests were Gary Windus, Maria, Todd Grimshaw, and Summer Spellman, creating the perfect recipe for chaos. As tensions escalated, Maria accused Sarah and Gary of secretly having an affair. Although the pair couldn't admit what was really connecting them, viewers finally discovered that Sarah had killed Theo and later turned to Gary for help hiding the truth. Theo's death dates back to April, when Betsy Swain stumbled across his lifeless body on the same night that her mother, Lisa Swain, married Carla Connor. The storyline had been teased months earlier through flash-forward scenes shown in February, where Betsy was questioned by police after finding the body of someone she recognized. A week after the wedding episodes aired, the mystery victim was officially confirmed to be Theo. Before his death, he had one final confrontation with Todd, setting the stage for the tragedy. The investigation quickly expanded, with police considering several possible suspects, including Todd, Summer, Gary, George Shuttleworth, Christina Boyd, and Theo's former wife, Danielle Silverton. Although viewers eventually saw what truly happened during June's episodes, Sarah later confessed everything to Todd, while Kit remained focused on proving Gary was responsible for the killing. Fresh spoilers suggest Sarah's secret may not stay hidden for much longer. After noticing Gary and Maria arguing in the street, Kit tells DS Lisa Connor Swain that he finds their behavior suspicious. Lisa reminds him that he is no longer assigned to the investigation. Elsewhere, Maria opens up to Sarah about the growing problems in her marriage. Feeling overwhelmed by guilt, Sarah later tells Gary she is struggling to live with what happened, but Gary urges her to stay silent because any confession could land him behind bars. Soon afterward, Sarah returns home to discover that Kit has prepared a romantic lunch. He then surprises her by getting down on one knee and asking her to marry him, leaving her with a life-changing decision. Later in the week, Kit warns Sarah that Gary holds the key to her future and insists she must get access to his phone so any evidence linking her to Theo's death can be erased. The question is whether Gary will hand it over. The plan appears to move forward when Kit secretly contacts the technician responsible for wiping Gary's phone and asks him to send any recovered information directly to his private email account. Meanwhile, DC McLaughlin informs Lisa that detectives are finally ready to arrest the person responsible for Theo's murder. Reflecting on the audience's response to the dramatic reveal, Tina O'Brien said she has been amazed by how many fans were genuinely surprised. She admitted she had expected viewers to figure out Sarah was the killer much earlier, but many were completely shocked. According to Tina, fans especially praised the explosive dinner party scenes and the moment the truth was finally exposed. When asked how Sarah would cope if she ended up in prison, Tina admitted she fears the character would struggle. She believes Sarah could easily become a target for tougher inmates, and thinks the situation would become even more dangerous if other prisoners discovered that Sarah's partner is a police officer. Coronation Street is set to uncover a major secret as Christina Boyd's hidden financial struggles finally come to light. Upcoming episodes reveal that her compulsive spending habit has been driving her recent behavior, raising questions about whether her romance with George Shuttleworth can survive the truth. Viewers have watched Christina acting suspiciously for weeks, regularly disappearing without explanation and making excuses to George about where she has been. Many suspected she was hiding an affair, but the real reason proves to be something entirely different. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Christina's problems began years ago. She once enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle, but everything changed after her circumstances took a dramatic turn for the worse. According to Amy Robbins, Christina likely lived well during her previous relationship and became accustomed to luxury. After her life fell apart, she struggled financially and eventually found herself living on a friend's houseboat in Amsterdam. During that difficult period, she relied on credit cards simply to cover everyday expenses and keep a roof over her head. Another reason Christina kept her problems hidden was her determination to appear successful. She wanted people to believe she was doing well, even though she was secretly battling growing financial difficulties. Amy explained that appearance means a great deal to Christina. Small purchases, including jewelry and other inexpensive treats, gradually became a habit. Although each item seemed insignificant on its own, the spending slowly spiraled out of control, leaving Christina buried in debt before George entered her life. The biggest shock arrives when it is revealed that Christina secretly opened credit card accounts using other people's identities, including Mary's name. The revelation leaves everyone stunned and drags Mary into a situation she never expected to face. Amy admitted that Mary is devastated and furious after discovering what happened. Christina had finally started to feel accepted as part of the family at number 11, but her actions risked destroying those relationships. Although Christina intended to repay every penny herself, she believed nobody would ever discover what she had done. While her actions amount to fraud, Amy believes Christina wasn't motivated by greed. Instead, she was desperately trying to survive after years of looking after herself with very little support. Her difficult past forced her to become resourceful, even if the choices she made were completely wrong. From the outside, it may seem like she deliberately exploited others, but in reality, she was struggling to escape overwhelming financial pressure. Despite the anger surrounding the scandal, George refuses to abandon Christina. He stands by her side and offers support when many others turn against her. However, the relationship soon faces another test. After promising to be truthful, Christina falls back into old habits and begins lying once again. Amy explained that George is deeply sympathetic when Christina honestly admits she never intended to hurt anyone. He genuinely wants to help her rebuild her life. But whenever Christina makes another mistake, her instinct is to panic and hide the truth instead of facing the consequences. Because George has a strong sense of honesty and fairness, he finds it increasingly difficult to ignore her repeated deception. As a result, tension begins to grow between the couple. The storyline is not intended to portray Christina as a traditional villain. Instead, it focuses on the reality of compulsive spending and the devastating impact it can have on someone's life. Amy pointed out that Christina often tries to be generous by paying for friends and keeping up appearances, even when she cannot afford it. She acknowledged that most people would struggle to forgive someone who secretly opened a credit card in their name. However, understanding that the behavior is driven by addiction rather than malice may change how people view Christina. The actress also stressed that compulsive spending should be treated as seriously as gambling or alcohol addiction. Falling into debt can happen gradually, making it much easier than many people realize. The new storyline will also explore Christina's past in much greater detail. While viewers already know about her difficult relationship with Daisy, future episodes will reveal even more about the experiences that shaped her life. Amy teased that the coming months will uncover the reasons behind Christina's addictive behavior and explain why motherhood proved so challenging for her. She believes those revelations will help viewers understand the character in a completely new way. Drawing on her own experience working with the Samaritans, Amy added that there is often a deeper reason behind people's struggles. She believes Christina's past is filled with painful experiences that continue to influence the choices she makes today.